time for some tips and tricks. So whether you've got a tiny rock crawler for around the house, a modified RTR, a highly modified and barely resembles what it's supposed to be truck, or a complete RTR, we can all learn something new. And so I'm going to be doing a series of tips and tricks of how to crawl to try and help beginners, but also more sort of intermediate people get the best out of their trucks. Now this is based on watching some very good drivers do amazing things. They've taught me a lot, I've learned a lot, and then I've been helping other people, and those people that I've been helping have said that they want more videos like this, so I'm going to be trying my best to pass some of the information on. So let's take a look at some driving. We're going to be using the RTR G500, so this is a Traxxas TRX4. It's just got a metal servo horn, which is the Traxxas part because it's using the stock servo, and I've got some little Velcro straps that hold the battery in the front battery tray, and I'm just running small sort of 200 gram batteries. If you're going to be using this kind of style car for crawling, you definitely want to put the battery in the front mount, just to give you a bit more bite from the front wheels. Don't bother buying brass weights yet, don't bother modifying it yet. It's best to learn to drive it in its absolute stock form. Run it as it's intended. They are more capable than you would believe, and just have fun. So let's talk about balance today. Most of crawling is about making sure that you don't tip over, so balance is really important, and that's both front and back balance but also side to side balance. Here I wasn't paying attention and the truck started to tip, and that caused me to fall over, but it was okay. Just reversed back out and then took a quick look at a different line I could try. This time we head forwards and try and just go around the obstacle that was causing the tipping over. Still a relatively tight line. The front to back balance of the G500 is really helping because the weight's at the front and so it's not tipping back. Now coming back down, we want to make sure that we don't let the drag brake engage really quickly. The drag brake is what stops the truck from free coasting. If it hits too hard, then the truck will just tip forwards, and that can cause us a bit of a problem. But as you can see, we just went down slowly and gently and just kept moving. So let's take a look at how this Bronco climbs. The battery on this Bronco is in the middle and it does have a lift kit on it, so the centre of gravity is pretty high. However, when you're climbing straight up, centre of gravity isn't really the main issue. It's the weight bias. What we're going to see here is that instead of trying to go straight up or following the slight left lean of this rock, instead it turns out to the right as it's applying power, and we can see that it's on three wheels, and then when it applies the power, the front wheels leave the ground and the only wheels with traction are the back wheels, which tends to flip the body backwards just out of the way that they were. So we'll sneak round with the G500, just sort of scrape round a rock that was in the way. Instead of trying to go straight up after seeing the Bronco tip, you can see it's on three wheels here, but that's because I'm trying to lean into the lean of this rock. This rock's leaning over to the left as you go up it. So I'm trying to get the weight to push into the left, which really digs in the front two wheels. What we'll see is that the wheels spin a bit, and as the truck turned around to the right, I realised that what we need to do is actually try and go up in a leftward motion. So I just pop back and reposition myself, and then also engage the 2-speed gearbox, and then go up towards the left very quickly. And we reach over the top. Don't try and blast over the top once you make the brake over, just let the truck get to the top. When you've got all four wheels over, drop it back into the crawling gear and carry on. Now the Bronco is going to take a second attempt here, and what we're going to see is that it tries to go too quick and the back wheels get all the grip because the back left wheel's still on the grippy mud here. The rock's quite slippy, so the grippy mud bites, and what that does is send the front two wheels into the air and then subsequently rolls over again. Now it's time for a bit of a descent. The The great thing about descending is that it puts a lot of pressure on the front wheels, so you end up with a lot of grip. So if you end up in a situation like this, where you've got one wheel hanging off, it's not to worry because the left wheel still has traction and the rear wheels will help you just push yourself a little bit further forwards. Don't panic too much, but you do want to steer into the obstacle to try and get back onto the rocks. And there we go. And with walls like this, because you can't see down the other side, it's actually better to have the wheels either just on the edge or just hanging off the side that you can actually see, so that you can keep your momentum and you can keep moving without falling down the other side. So with little ledges like this, as long as you still have the front end traction, you should be able to drag yourself over. The bottom of most trucks is quite smooth, and what it really needs is a bit of wheel speed. Now, too much speed will make you fly off the other side, but in this case we get just enough to get the wheels up and then carry on. Now we get hooked up on another rock, but we can't use wheel speed because it's tipping the front wheels off the ground. So what we're going to do here is actually just go around it. There's no gates here, it's not a competition, it's not worth falling off or tipping over, even though I do seem to try that quite a bit here. Instead, yeah, just go around. Again, being careful not to tip the truck over left or right, but we just make it through. The portals of the Traxxas really helped here. Now we've got through the obstacle, it's time to just slowly work our way up the rocks. Now we've got a couple of rocks that are just moving about, so instead of trying to actually make any progress, we're just nudging those rocks out the way. Not trying to go too fast, because if the rocks are moving, that's going to cause problems. So instead, keep the front wheels moving around to make sure that your wheels aren't getting bound up, and just letting things nudge out the way. Really slow control here really helps. Try and work out where I'm stuck. It's not entirely obvious, is it? The front two wheels have got enough grip, although the left wheel just can't quite get over that ledge. But actually our real problem is that back left tyre. It's got stuck in something a bit square and it's stopping us from pushing that left wheel over. Really, you need three wheels pushing you at any one time if you want to get the fourth wheel across. When you have two wheels stuck, you really will struggle to get anywhere. So what I'm going to do is back up slightly and take a different line. This line allows me to get the left wheel up and over, and with the left and right front wheels over, it allowed me to drag that back rear wheel across, and we carry on. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, hit a thumbs up, it really helps me out. Subscribe if you want to see some more content like this, and if you've got any questions, just hit me in the comments. Thanks again for watching. Bye.